I pray. What up, guys? Are you hearing me clearly? If you're hearing me clearly, go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat so I can know that you guys are hearing the mic clearly and seeing my screen. We're going to get into a banger live stream today. So let me know you guys are hearing me clearly. Drop a 1 in the chat. Go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat, and we allow some people to just jump on while we go on stream. Okay. So yes, so let me know you guys are hearing me loud and clear in the chat because we're gonna do a banger live stream today. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen because we're gonna do a presentation. You know, we have a brand new setup, so we can do a lot more things here on the charts. And I'm gonna just go ahead and share my screen. We're on the MNQ. You know, that's the pair that we've been trading. Futures is the future. And I'll be doing a lot more on futures because I really like the MNQ. It's been going really great. And I'm testing my prop firm account currently. And just, I'm going to pass it. Definitely going to pass it. And I'm going to show you the results. So, and I'll show you how I'm trading it as well, so you can get results for yourself. Because it's not just screen now, show. Oh. Okay, let us test the. Yes, so we let me know if drop a 1 if you can my screen, because you're going to be doing a presentation on the charts and also shout out to my guy Spiel in the chat. Spiel all the way from South Africa getting a lot of results. Big up to my guy Spiel. So shout out to my guy Spiel, my guy Dane, my friend Aldane in the chat. Shout out to everyone who is here. Appreciate it. You could have been anywhere, but you are here at Team Cold Mansion today. So we are going to get into a banger live video. So let me go ahead and start working. So we are on our charts. And first thing, the topic of today's live stream is how to hit your first 1K day. And I created some notes. Let me go ahead and show you. Let me go ahead and show you. So how to hit your first 1K. It is a very simple process. Very, very simple process. But simple doesn't mean easy because it's going to take a lot of work to get to that level that you want. So if you see I have my first $1,000 month, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So I'm not saying anything that I think. I'm telling you what I know based on what I've done to hit my goals and what I did to hit my first $1,000. So first, you see, I have number 1, we set an identity goal. And then we have number 2, we have the proper trading tools, which would be our trading psychology, which I say is 80% of trading, and our trading strategy, which is 20% of trading. And then we calculate our risk and our risk to reward, and we determine how many trades at the maximum risk. And then number 3 is be around the right environment. These are just 3 simple steps which I'll be going over more on the chart. So as I break down, but let me go over number 1 first. Number 1 first is setting an identity goal. And what is an identity goal? We have different ways how we set goals. We have surface level goals and we have identity goals. Let me go ahead and show you what an identity goal is. Let us say you wanted to make that $1,000, because since we are already saying we are making our first $1,000, and you say you want to make $1,000, you want to make it first 1,000, but you want to make 1,000 just because you want to buy something nice. Yes, that is a goal, but that is not really a goal that is going to give you that push whenever you are facing the setbacks and the challenges that are naturally and inevitably going to come with the goals. So then how I set my goals is, let me show you how I set identity goals. I set my goals like this. What the goal means to me at an identity level, because I want to know what that goal means to me at an identity level. And I would say I have to make 1,000. Let me show you how I set my goals. I have to make 1,000. So the goal, you can use any number that you want to use, or else it has to as an or else. And the or else has to be something that is would be say I would say is a negative impact then on your identity if you don't hit that goal. So personally for me, I love sharing with my family, and my family is my, I would say, my biggest driver to success. For me, it's say I have to make 1,000 or 10,000 or else I won't be able to take care of my family forever. And then I put forever. So think about now, if you just wanted to make $1,000 and you just set a simple goal, or you set a goal like this at an identity level. Now you see this one is going to require a lot more of you, because the biggest driver for you would be your family. And if you don't hit that goal, then you're not going to be able to take care of them. So that is, you set the goal now. So then when you set a goal like that, now you're going to naturally want to go harder than you would have gone if you were just setting a normal goal, like say, okay, I just want to hit $1,000 because for whatever reason you want to buy something just normal, you wouldn't be so inclined to hit the goal. So that's why we set identity goals. Go ahead and drop a one in the chat if you're following me, if you are understanding everything that we are going over so far, if you understand how to set your identity goals, different from just saying I want to hit $1,000. That is not going to give you that push and that drive whenever you want to make that big push. So my guy Spiel, shout out my guy Spiel. So that is how we set our goals first. And for you now, you can, so one jumping in the chat. Yes, so that's we use to set our identity goals. We can't just set the goals so simple like, okay, I want to hit $1,000 because it's because what? Because the why is going to give you that drive to push something that means a lot to you. So when you have no something that means a lot to you now, you want to push. Because if you don't push now, you're not gonna be the person that you say that you are. I remember you haven't hit your goal yet because you are not that person yet, but you have to change yourself. So when you change yourself now, that is when now the goal is gonna catch up, because you don't fall to the level of you don't reach the level of your goal, but you fall to the level of your standard. So if you set your goal as an identity goal now, then it becomes a standard. It becomes something that you have to reach to say that, to prove and say that, okay, that's the person that I am. So you set that goal, identity goal, and you go for it. So that is how I set all my goals. I don't just set I want to hit a 10K goal like that. No, it's why, the why behind it, because the why is going to be the driver. Because if you think about let us think about your financial goals. When you just set $1,000 goals, and then you are even doing in trading now and you are risking money and then you're losing. If it's the money is the driver, then you're going to easily want to give up, because then you would be losing at first. So if you were looking for the money or the result for that thing, then you would have paused, you would have stopped, and when the challenges come, no, you're going to easily want to give up. because you just set a surface level goal. So that is the first thing that you have to do. So then, to remember, to hit that $1,000 first, you set a identity goal. You tie it to the thing that you want to. So I do. So that's the structure of it. I have to, not I want to. I have to make that $1,000. Or if you don't make $1,000 now, then you're going to not do the thing that you said that you really want to do, which would be your driver of success. So that is how we set identity goals. So do that for all your goals that you want to set, that you really want to achieve. Don't just set it surface level. When you set it like this now, you are most likely to overcome the challenges that are going to inevitably come to hit your goals. So that's the first thing. So that's the first thing we want to do to hit our $1,000 a month, is to set an identity goal. And then after we set an identity goal now, we need the proper trading tools. And the proper trading tools, first we are using our mind and we are using our skill. Even though the two of them is in our mind still, but we are using our mind and our skill. So we need our trading psychology and we need trading strategy. So even though trading psychology is 80%, some people say 90%, and the strategy is 20%, you still have to know what you're doing and have a proper strategy. And you know, since you're here at Team Cold Mansion, I am going to show you a proper strategy. Just today, a quick run through. I do them on all my breakdowns, but I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, how I do my markups, and I get trades. I'm just going to show you a quick trade on how I today. Let me show you exactly again. And what we do is our trading checklist. Trading checklist. And if you are new here, it would be your first time seeing it. But see, if you are not new, then you would see that, okay, this is our. Okay, so if you want to, it or trade. Also, we have a comment in the comment section saying, what if I don't have any family to take care of and I was thinking about just making money? What would you recommend to drive me? Okay, so that is a great and lovely question. So some people don't have their family like that they used to drive them. That one was personal for me. But let us say everyone has something as a driver. Like I say, okay, I want this thing more than anything else. It can't be the surface level thing, because a car is just gonna be a car. The money is just gonna be the money. But there is something for you personally, and that is personal. I use family. It When you say family, it does have to be your kids, or it could be your mom. Let us say your mom. You want to retire your parents. You want to bring your mom to our first trip, something that, but it has to have a meaning to drive you more than just the car itself or just the money itself. So that is a great question. That is a great question. So you use something to drive you that is beneath the surface, something internal that would make you feel fulfilled if you had hit that goal. Not just the surface level thing, but the why behind it. Because the why behind it is gonna be the driver. So that one is a great question. So let me know if you understood that answer. Let me know if you understood that answer to my guy Aldane. So, or what we use to drive us is the why. So one, good. He understood very clearly. So yes, that is our that we want to use to drive us. Something beneath the surface, not just the thing itself, not just the money itself, not just the car itself, but the reason why. Because even let us say I want a BMW or I want a Mercedes, but think about that as a goal, or think about I want to have a Mercedes Benz or a BMW so I can bring my family or my friends or my girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, on their first trip. You see, that would be a different goal than if you just set the goal. So you're tied to something else. So that is what we use to drive us, something to drive us. So great question. Again, back to the charts. let us go back to the charts. And you know, we use our trading checklist whenever we are taking a trade. I use this to drop all my charts every single time. There's not a chart that you're gonna see that I have that I don't have use these things on them, which is or daily support resistance zones, or market structure, or secret sauce zones, and confirmation at the secret sauce zones. So I use that on every single chart possible, every single one of them. So let me go to the charts and we do that. So first, I start on the daily time frame. I start daily time frame, and that is the number one thing that we do, and I draw those support resistance zones. And what are support resistance zones? It's our area where the market sells from or buys from. I remember the market can only sell or the market can only buy. So you see those areas where we see multiple touches. We see market touching here 2 times. This one, 3, 4, 5 times. So what we want to do is we mark out those areas, and I use a blue rectangle specifically. You can choose the color one that what you do, and then I show you now how I draw it, because we're not going to just say support resistance and we do something like this. No, we have to make it neat and tidy because we want our charts to be clean. So you see this wick area, that is where we just use our discretion and draw our support resistance zone where we had multiple touches. And I said I do that in blue. I'm just showing you right here. So we do that in blue. I remember the support would be where the market buys from. In this case, we can see right here. The support is where the market buys from, and the resistance is where the market sells from. So you see, that is our support and resistance. Some people call it roof, some people call it ceiling, some people call it the floor. They have different names for it, but all is just that the market buys from the support or buys from the lows and sells from the highs. So that is just simple analogy, not to confuse yourself. So again, I draw my support resistance zones on the daily in the blue rectangles, and I keep them relevant to price. Now, what do I mean? I keep them close to where the price is. So price is here currently. So we're not going to need one all the way down, somewhere down here, because price didn't reach all the way that far as yet. So we are tracking it and watching price goes along. So that is how I do it. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Let me know you're following me. Drop a fire emoji in the chat, something. Let me know that you're here following and you are keeping up. So drop a fire emoji if you are understanding, because I don't want to be just rushing. So let me know if you're following me in the comment section. Drop a fire emoji. And remember, if you have any questions about the trading, anything, go ahead and drop that. Go ahead and drop that. So we have fire emojis in the chat. So yes, let us continue now. Again, after I do my support resistance zones now on the daily, I keep them relevant to price. After I do that and I keep them relevant to price now, what I go ahead and do now is I go on the 2-hour time frame. And the 2-hour time frame now, we get the market structure. And remember, what is the market structure? Let me go ahead and show you, because the market leaves a footprint whenever it is moving, and that is the market structure. And the market structure is when the market is creating what? Higher highs and higher lows. And let me go ahead and show you that. So this is when the market is creating higher highs. So the market is moving from a low point and it is going to a higher point. And then that is in an uptrend, and in a downtrend, the market now is creating lower highs and lower lows. So this is how the market moves. The market can only buy or the market can only sell. The market can't do anything else. Yes, even if it moves sideways, the market can only buy and the market can only sell. And the buying one is an uptrend and the selling is a downtrend. But I have a specific way how I do it. My guy Spiel knows that way already, how we get the secret sauce. If you are new here or if you are old here, you would have also known how to draw that exactly. I'm going to show you exactly. I do mine on the 2-hour time frame only. I don't go on any other time frame to do my market structure. I just keep mine nice on the 2 hour time frame. So let me go to a clean chart to show you how I draw the market structure on the 2 hour time frame. So what I do is, remember I just showed you support resistance. I remember support resistance is where the market buys from. But let us look at a next way how we identify support resistance is when the market has a pair of candles. And what do I mean? I'm going to break it down very simple for you. So when we how to identify now the support, we have the pair of candles. So we have a red candle and then a blue candle. So the both of these areas, both of these candles, I mean, would make a support. So you see, we have the red candle and the blue candle. I notice the market bought up, and you see again, red candle, blue candle in the market buy up again. Red candle, blue candle in the market buy up again. So that is how I identify the support. So let me know if you're understanding that in the comments. We use two candles together to identify the supports. For the support, it's red, then blue. And for the resistance, it would be the opposite, which would be blue, then red. So go ahead and let me drop a one in the comments if you're understanding that how we use a pair of candles to identify support or resistance. Go ahead and drop a one or a fire emoji, something in the chat to let us know if you understand. We using a pair of candles. So a red then a blue makes a support. A blue then a red makes a resistance. Go ahead and drop a one in the chat. Let me know if you are understanding that. Okay, great. So we have ones in the chat. So everyone understands that we use a pair of candle because that is how we're going to know. So you notice the market created a red and a blue then here. Then you see this strong buy up, push up. So great. We have ones in the chat. So we understand pairs of candles make identify the support and resistance. And this happens on any single time frame. The higher the time frame it is, though, it is going to be very stronger, but it is still happening on every single time frame from the 1 minute to 5 minutes to the 15, 30 minutes. Every time frame, the support and resistance is happening. So you have to understand that because we're going to need that all throughout our charts. We're going to need that all throughout our charts. So make sure you understand that we use pairs of candles. So let me show you an example now of how I caught a trade. Let me show you an example of how I caught a trade or how we identify the market structure. So when price create now the blue, then the red, then the blue, that would be a support. So what I do, I use a trend line and I draw that. Okay, that one was a support. Then what I identify to do now, you notice that this candle close below. So that means that price broke this level of support. And remember, if price is breaking levels of support, that means at the moment it is going down. But I don't just use the break alone. I need one more candle to close below to confirm that price stayed below. So you see now when price confirm that it stayed below, I say that, okay, my bias would be sells. My bias would be sells. So this in this case now, my bias would be sells. So that, and I always put it and identify it because that is how I used to lose a lot when I just started trading. I would be selling when the market was buying or buying when the market was selling. So I learned that, okay, I have to know how to identify the market structure, especially to know which one the bias is in. Doesn't mean it doesn't always follow it exactly, but the bias shows that, and I do that on the 2 hour time frame. So that is how I do it. And that one would be for a sell. Let me show you one for a buy. It's the same thing for the buy. Again, when the market would create the blue, then the red in this case, it would be a resistance. And then we see price close above very strongly. And then one price confirmed that price that stayed above, which means it made a higher high, exactly as I showed you down there on the market structure. It's the same thing. So you see, where's our drawing? Where's your drawing? Oh, the drawing is, let me draw it again. So our drawing would be this. higher highs, because that is what we want to identify. Higher highs and higher lows in an uptrend, lower highs and lower lows in a downtrend. So this is what we would be doing to identify that. And I showed you exactly how we do that. So again, I hope you guys are following because we're dropping a lot of gems. We're dropping a lot of gems, and I'm going to show you this big trade that I caught. So when price created this, let me go ahead on the, let me show you because we're not just saying things, you know. We are showing you exactly on the thing that I took. So you see now this is on my like my change account. See, I caught this very big trade this morning. This one was a big trade. See how you see it's the same way I caught it. When price, so let me show you on the chart now. Let me go back and show you on this chart because I use the two of them. So let me show you now. So when price came here now and made this and gave us oh, I have to show you the secret sauce. But remember, if you want to get the secrets, you have to link the Coleman chat boss. You know that's the only way that you can get it. You can't get it anywhere else. So let me show you that exactly. When price created that breaker structure, exactly as I showed you on the other one now, and then now price came back and do or tap into our secret sauce zone and gave me this rejection right here. I entered the trade right here. Let me show you. And the secret sauce, click if you want a secret sauce, you have to click the link in the description. And I have a 5-day free trial for you to go and see exactly how I break it down. But I can see it so easy now. 5-day free trial, then just a little 44.99, just measly at the price of a losing trade to win, to just get it so you can use it for yourself. So this was the secret sauce zone right here. And you see exactly how price push from that zone. So you see, when price came right here and gave me this rejection, then I entered, put my stop loss above, and then I took a trade for, I think, close to a 1 to 3. So this was the exact trade that I caught. Exact trade that I took. See it here. Exactly as I took it. And you see it on the charts over on the top step account, but this is on the trading view. So it's the same thing. Again, and you see it. How did I get it? When I get the secret sauce zone right there, I get a what? A blue, then a red, because price created a resistance at my secret sauce zone, and then going back to the checklist again. Are following me, drop a one in the chat. Let me know if you guys are following me, if I'm going too fast, if you want me to revisit something. If you have any questions, go ahead and do that. I'm looking at all the questions. So see, so and this is how we keep our trading checklist together to get all the things on the trading checklist. Daily support, resistance, market structure on the 2 hour, 5 minute secret star zone on the 5 minute, and then the confirmation at it. And then when we get that now, we take our entry. So this is how our trading checklist would be, and that is how I look at it now. So that would be our trading strategy. That is a trading strategy that I use. One's in the chat, so I'm glad you guys are understanding me so far. If you have any questions, if you want me to revisit anything, no problem to do that for you guys. So that is our trading checklist. And again, that would be our second thing in getting our trading goal. Remember, because it's that is what we're doing it for. So we have two things now. We set our identity goal first, then we have our trading strategy, and then now we have our trading psychology. The trading psychology now is how you handle your emotions when you're in the trade. Because when you're in the trade now, you're going to start to feel in a lot of things. Money is moving, money is fluctuating, your account is growing, your account is pulling back. So all of those things are affecting your mental. And then I always say I have a number that when you hit that number, you start to feel a little shaky because it's above the your threshold that you are used to. So see, we have a question. What do I do if I use a strategy but lose a trade? Okay, that is a lovely question. Let I'm gonna say this to you because I got the memo a little late. It doesn't matter what strategy you have, you are going to lose trades. Trading, losing is inevitable. But how are we going to minimize or mitigate that? Okay, so we have different ways on how we do that. First, we can choose how many trades we take for the day. That is one of the first things because we are going to lose, you know. So because we are going to lose, we have to calculate our risk percentage, what we want to lose on one single trade. We need that first. We need to know how much you're going to lose on a trade before we take it. We're not just going in the market freestyling. No, we are going to say, okay, I have a $500 account and I want to risk 5%, which would be $25. Or let me use easy numbers. Let us say 10%. Are you risking $50? So that would be 10%. We want to know before we go in the trade how much you are going to risk. And you notice I have it right here. We calculate our risk first. We're not waiting until we go in the charts and until we go on the charts before we we're not waiting until we go on the charts before we calculate that. No, we do it from before. We know that before. So when we take okay, thoughts you just took a loss, but a loss was nothing. Nothing is wrong with taking losses. You have to understand that first. So you calculate your risk first. We need to know how much you are risking because then now we are going to know how many trades we can take before our account blows. So let us use the $500 example. If we have $500 and we are risking 10%, which would be $50, let us put the numbers. So I'm not just calculating in my head. Let me write it down. So let us say you have $500. You have $500 and you are risking 10%. So 10% of $500 would be $50. So let me go ahead and ask you a question now. If you have a $500 account and you are risking $50, how many trades would you need before your account blows? Then you lose all of it. How many trades would you need before you lose all your account? If you had a $500 and you are risking $50, how many trades would you need to lose all your account? Tell me in the comments. How many trades would you need to before you lose all your account? So it's how many trades? Let me know how many trades you need to lose before you lose all your account. Okay, so 10 trades. So that means we have 10 trades maximum. So we want to know that exactly. We want to know that exactly. We're not going and guessing that at all, at all, at all. Before we go on the charts, we know that we have 10 trades. So then because you have this calculated, again, we go back to our notes. So we calculate the risk, which would be 10% in this case. And then what the next thing that we have to calculate now is our risk to reward. Meaning, when we risk this $50, how much do we want to win back when we risk this $50? I would say it depends on the pair you're trading, depends on the time you're trading, so many factors, but you want to stick to I'd say a 1 to 3. Meaning if you risk $50 on a trade, you want to win back at least $150. So for every one trade that you win, you would win 150, but every trade that you lose, you would lose $50. And this is starting out. So that is what we want first. So this would be our risk to reward, or amount, and or the maximum trades that we have, because we need that to understand, so that when we are trading, we don't have to be doing those things in the moment, because a lot of the times you feel negative and you feel a lot of emotions. It's because you are doing these things in the moment. But you see, if you do them now before, when you're in the trade now, you're not going to be so scared all the time, because you would have calculated these things from before. Excuse me. So, and these things help with your psychology too. These things help a lot with your psychology. So we need these things first again. So so you see, we're coming now how to get our first thousand. First now, we have our identity goal. Then we have our trading strategy, which I showed you exactly. Then we have our trading psychology. And this is how you manage your trade, but a lot of it is because of how you manage risk, which is what I showed you here. So that is number one and number two. And the final thing would be around the right environment. So drop a fire emoji if you're still following. Drop a fire emoji in the chat. Drop a one in the chat if you are still following me. Let me know, are you are sleeping. Let me know if you are sleeping. So that is what we are doing. Let me know if you understand number one and number two. So we have a good question. So you don't recommend a high risk percent on your account or a higher risk reward? So yes, so that's a very good question. When we're starting out, we want to use just a less risk to reward, because you're just starting out. You want that consistency and you want a lower risk reward. People say a lower risk. Some people say 1 to 2%. When you're just starting, you can use 1 to 2%. But to be honest, I don't like to risk so low, because when you're just starting out, you're gonna usually be using a smaller account. So I would comfortable to say a 5%. Again, you would have to choose, because if you're not comfortable with risking a higher amount, then you would have to choose personally, because this is not financial advice. No, remember, not financial advice. But for me personally, I like 5% or 10%, me personally, because I'm more risk tolerant. I don't like to win that small amount. But again, if you're just testing the strategy and you want to take those, losses over time, and you not want to be rushing, you can risk. I would say no, you're 5%, you're 1 to 2%, but for me personally, 5%. That I what I would start it. So people use different amount. So let us use 5%. Some people use 1 or 2. So you choose, again, not financial advice. You would have to choose if you want to use that amount. But personally, I use 5% or 10%. But that's because I've been trading for a very long time too. So I use 5%, sometimes even 10%, because I am more accurate just starting out again. But if you are testing on your demo or testing on it, you can just wetting your feet, just testing the waters, you can use a 1 to 2% again. So that is what we do, starting, and again, 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 risk to reward when you're just starting out. So that would be our risk to reward. So you don't want to go for too much, because you want to get those consistent wins and use the system and know that you get it. And remember, click the link in the description and you can get the full masterclass breakdown on exactly how I get the secret sauce masterclass, and how I get secret sauce zones in the secret sauce masterclass, and you can apply it for yourselves. I do a lot of breakdowns. I send a lot of my trades, live trades, while I'm in it in the week, so you can see that. And we have my guys getting results. I will show you the results. But first, let us go now to number 3. The number 3 thing now, this one is not on the charts, but it is super important, and that is being around the right environment. This is going to have a lot to do with how you get to your goals. This is going to have a lot. It might look simple, but this one is going to have a lot to do with you hitting your goals. If you are around people who are winning, people who are going for big goals as well, then it's going to be easier to hit your goals because you're in the right environment. They are pushing you, you are pushing them. Both of you guys are going to the goals. When now you're around the wrong environment now, your goals is seen as a limitations, then people have a ceiling on what they think you can hit it because of their own fears, their own insecurities, and that. So then you realize, even if they don't tell you that they can't hit it, sometimes if you just say the goal and you see them looking a kind of way or they say something, it might just, throw you off. And I always say, you're the sum of the five people that you hang around most. So if you're around a person who don't believe in themselves, who don't believe in hitting their goals, then gravity is gonna pull you down. No care how hard you're fighting, you're gonna be pulled down. So you have to be pushing. You have to be pushing and make sure you stay in environments where you can protect your goals. And I know that you're gonna say, or you might have a question and you're saying, how can you protect it if you are being around those people? I would say no, you learn how to protect your goals by who you share them with, that is one of them, and who you share your time and your access with. So you don't just telling everybody your goals now. You remember, you keep your goals now to yourself, work on them, take action, or you share it with people now who is gonna help you or give you that motivation and that inspiration to push towards your goals. Because when you are building your goals now and you're working towards them, your mind is very receptive because you're gonna be looking for things now to attract your goals or things to help you hit your goals. You don't want to see anything negative. So we have a great question in the comment section. This one is a great one. What about the friends I had since growing up? If you said, won't I lose those friendships by getting out the environment if they are looking to improve like myself? That one is a great one, and I'm sure all of us on this journey have experienced that, has experienced that, or is experiencing that right now. So at first, I was just the one that would say, cut off everybody. No, because of more, growing and refine of thought, I'm not going to say you have to cut off everybody, but you have to limit your association and lock in on your goals so you hit it and build yourself on a foundation where you protect your goals. Because remember, if we say that your identity goals, which we come back to number one, remember we go back to number one, where we say your identity goals, where we are saying you have to hit that goal. If you have to hit that goal, then you can't be around anyone or anything that is going to make you feel like you're not going to hit that goal. Because remember, we set it at an identity level. We have to hit it. It's not an if nor but nor maybe. So I'm going to say, at start again, I used to say cut off everybody, but now I would say, well, you have to limit association. So if those persons aren't growing, it's not say you're going to cut them off, but just by you working towards your goal, it's going to create a natural distance because you are pushing, going forward, and they are moving forward. So it's no hate to them, no negative towards them. You don't have to be negative towards them, but you know what you want and you have to put your goals first before anything else. Because remember, we set it at an identity level, and the identity level would be how we see ourselves. So remember, it's I have to make this $1,000 or I won't be able to take care of my family forever. That is how bad we set it. So if you set a goal like that and you choose it for yourself, then whatever you had choose to be your driver. Let us say you have a child and you say, I have to hit this goal or else I won't be able to take care of my child forever. Then some of the things are going to just automatically be kind of falling into place because if you don't hit it now, remember now you're going to not going to reach a level that you want and you're not, that thing that is driving you, you are going to feel bad for letting that thing down. So that is why we set the identity goals. So it's called you draw a line in the sand with yourself. So that was a great question. I hope my guy understood that you don't at first you don't have to cut off everybody. Like I had that in mind at first. You don't have to cut off, but you have to limit association and grant access to people who are on the same type of timing as you or who are further than you, because they are going to understand the level that you are on currently. So people who are working towards goal two are going to be in a similar position just like you. So they are going to understand that as well. So at first, remember, you don't have to cut them off fully, but you have to give more access to persons who are going on the same type of timing. Because if somebody has a reach somewhere or they are not on the journey like you, then they're not going to understand you. They don't understand the risk. They don't understand you sitting on the charts for years, wanting to make money but losing money and still continuing. That is only for a person who is in this field. So you say, if you're a footballer, you're not going to hang around a lot of musicians. You're most likely are going to be around footballers, because that's what is your thing, footballers. So if you're a trader, you're most likely going to be around traders. And if you don't have any trading friends or anything, most likely you can find it online, or you stay by yourself and, you know, connect with other entrepreneurs or like-minded people. That is what you want, like-minded people. So when you share a goal, when you are working towards a goal, they can, even if it's just a positive word of affirmation or inspiration or motivation, whenever you are going through that rough times, because the rough times are going to come. You can't escape them. The rough times are definitely going to come, and you want when those rough times come, you are in the right environment where you can say no to somebody that, okay, you know that I'm going through something and I don't know exactly. And they could say, okay, if you did that or you did that, no, bam, that one thing changed your life. But that was because you had been in the proper place, put yourself in the proper position. So you have to be in the right environment. That is very crucial, because if you're being around persons, you are the sum of the five people that you hang around most. So you have to create your environment. Even if you don't have traders first, some people are going to be on their entrepreneurship journey, like-minded journey, working towards things as you, and then you connect, you spend more time with those people. So when you share your goals with them, they can maybe even give you an idea, as I said, some positive affirmation, inspiration. You see them just working, because just by you seeing them working and you set the goal at an identity level now, and you have your tools now, you're gonna be wanting to push to, and they now can say, okay, I did that. You are learning, they are learning. You can learn from each other. You can share great insights and information. And a lot of the time, a lot of information is caught, not told. A lot of insights that I've had is with my friend. We are speaking, or with my brother speaking, and we just saying something, and in the moment you say, okay, no, I never even thought about it like that way. And that now changed your whole journey. But that was because you had that conversation, or you were in that environment and creating the space to create that level for you to help you hit your goals. A lot of the gems. And I see my guys Peel dropping the gems, secret sauce. And I'm so proud of my guys Peel. Let me show you some results of my guys Peel. Killing the markets, my guys Peel. He always send me a lot of results. Let me show you my guys Spiel results. Look at this crazy trade. My guy Spiel catching. Here's a shout out to my guy Spiel all the way from South Africa, getting a lot of results. We always she lot of results, always on the breakdown. So shout out to my guy Spiel. I wish you a lot more in 2026. So you see, always sending a lot of results. Shout out to my guy passing his funded account, growing. Of course, we take losses too, but always growing and getting better. So shout out. I have my friend also getting results. That's all we, because that's all we're doing. We're just getting better in area of trading. And again, I can show you my results. See my results for today. Oh, that was my results for today. Been catching these trades. See, I caught these trades, taking those losses. But even the losses that we take in, you notice the trades are still pushing in our way. Same breakdown that I showed you, guys. Same breakdown that I showed you guys. See my guys Spiel saying it's a banger breakdowns. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. So, and we're going to keep dropping that because we're still getting better. we haven't reached nowhere. We haven't reached nowhere because you know that goal. Let me show you my goal now. So I said how to make your first 10K, first 1K, but let me show you my goal. My goal is this. Where is my goal? Oh, I change it. But my goal is to hit that first 10K month. So I'm pushing really hard for that. Really, really hard for that. And I know I'm going to hit it too. I know I'm going to hit it. So the 1,000, it's a matter of fact the numbers just change, but it's still the same mindset. Again, when you reach higher level, then you're gonna need better systems and that. But at foundation, we are creeping before we're running. So we hit our first 1,000, then we hit our first 10K, and then we hit 100K, then we hit 100 million. I remember the only limit is your mind. So never feel like because that is the numbers sound big, that means you can't reach it. No, we still can hit those goals all the time. So see our first 1,000. We have worked first 1,000, and we want to again. If you know, I'm on the top step doing an trades that I'm taking out. This one was my biggest trade on this. Again, you see how much we are up for the day. I soon pass it, I'll pass it and get the results. I will pass it, not maybe pass it. I will pass it, get the results, and show you guys and keep on helping you again to get the best results for yourself. That is it. I think we did a banger live stream. We have about how many minutes left? We've been streaming for 51 minutes. Crazy. Yes, bro, it's coming. The 10K is coming. The 100K is coming. You don't have to ask. And we are going to hit. And I'm going to do my best to help you guys as well in every way that I can possible. So you see, we're at that. Again, let us do a run through for how to get your first 10K in the trading futures. Again, we set our identity goals, and I showed you how to set the identity goals. So we set our identity goals. So we have to hit that goal. It's not maybe that we're gonna hit that goal. We have to hit it no matter what. So you set it at an identity level. So when the challenges come, you can overcome them. And then we have our get the proper trading tools. Tools is still your psychology and your strategy. And then strategy, the psychology is 80%, strategy is 20%, and we calculating our risk percentage and the risk to reward. I showed you exactly that right here. We showed you exactly that right here. Say this was just an example. So if you're watching it, you go over back. And then again, the last one was being around in the right environment. So that is three major things to help you hit. And I can speak about it because I've done it already. And I can only talk about what I know, and I don't talk about what I think. So we know we're going to hit that. I showed you exactly how. So you do that now. Again, so you have identity goal tools, which are here on the channel, on the Coleman channel. So follow the Coleman channel for more of that. Again, any questions that you have, go ahead, drop a comment. I think that's it. We covered a lot for today. We've been going for a 1 hour. I hope you guys love my presentation. Let me know if you caught any gems, any questions that you have before we close out. We have a couple minutes before we close out. Let us put a timer. Let me go ahead and put a timer. We have about 54 minutes. We have about 54 minutes. So let me, if you have any questions, anything, drop some emojis in the chat so what you learn. Let me know something that you learned. Let me know that if you learned something. I want to know if you guys learned anything. Your biggest takeaway for today, because I know I've been ranting, so I want to know if you guys, anything that you guys learned, go ahead and share that in the comments. And what do you think is the right amount to start with? That's a great question. That's a great question. How much you think is the right amount? I would say like if you're just starting. Again, not financial advice, no financial advice, but I would say if you're just starting, use $100 to just test the market. That is what I would say. Use $100. No financial advice, but I would say risk 100 to start, just to feel out the trading. You don't want to put too much, but you don't want to put too little where your emotions is not on the line, because that's where the trading psychology is going to be really tested. Really tested. So I would say no financial advice, because you can start with any amount and I'm not responsible for you losing or winning or whatever. But 100 is good enough to start to just wet your test the waters, to test the waters. But again, any amount that you feel comfortable with losing, no financial advice. Remember, again, my guys, please said the right environment. Yeah, bro. The right environment is one of the most crucial things, because with this, you always hear the saying that gravity pulls you down. So, or you can, or your environment can pull you down or it can pull you up. So if you're in around people who are looking to do great things, and let me share a story. So I'm in a group, and like some of the guys, the head guys, they are making 1 million US a month and 100K a month, and they just talk about it so simple, like you're saying, okay, just do this and do this and do that, and you make 100K. And I'm like, whoa, it's not that I disbelieve, but I've never done it for myself yet. So when I hear they are saying that, I'm like, I know I can do it, because they are humans like ourselves, and it's just that they know something that I don't know. And if I know that if I know it, then I can achieve it too. But when I hear them saying they make 100,000 a month and million a month and those, and they say it like nothing, I'm like, whoa. But I know that I can achieve it still. So that is why I always keep pushing and growing. Because it's just like with trading. When I started 6 years ago, I always knew that a point would come where I would understand it. I knew that from the start. There was nothing else in the world that could convince me that I wouldn't understand and say, no, we're getting results. Not where we want to be, but very far from where it was. Remember, I told you, and I always say it, I used to take trades, and when I'm in the trades, I'm like this, scared to take trades until now you see how we're doing, you see our markups, and you see we taking those trades. It's not just saying we taking these trades, because you see me taking them, I have live entries, and then the next great thing is that I have other people getting results. My guy Speed, and my guy Alexis as well. And I haven't heard from him in a long time, but I know he's killing it. He turned $98 into over 4K. So I'm sure he's probably at like 10K now, or probably even more, because that was a lot of months ago. So I'm sure he's killing it. Sure he's killing it. Again, if you want to get the results on a day-to-day basis, because I don't do the live streams every day, you can follow me on my X account. It's Cole Mansion. It's Cole Mansion with two N's. So let me go ahead and show you my X account. So see, you can go ahead and follow where I post results, show results. And then again, if you have your results and you want to send it to me, you can send it to me on X, or I have my personal contact in the Telegram channel, which is also linked in the description too. I post stuff there too as well. I'll share updates. A lot more things are gonna come. A lot more things are coming as I'm hitting my goals. I'll be sharing with you guys. So go ahead and follow me on that. Follow the channel. Follow the X channel as well. Again, that is us closing out. We have a couple more seconds until we close out. I like to go until the end of the 1 hour on the dot. So and then I think I want to say it's a banger live stream. Showed you exactly how to hit it. Watch it, drop back. Again, if you are watching on the replay, click link in the put in the comments what you learned the most. And again, if you want to tap in with me, click the link in the description for that. I appreciated every one of you guys that been here today. My brother, my friend, and my guy Spiel, all the way from South Africa. So that's it. I remember Cole Mansion, because really, is there another option? See you on the next one, same time, same place next week. Peace.